Hi everyone and welcome to Newegg TV. My name is Paul. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and overview of this Acer ICONIA W5 Windows 8 tablet PC and docking keyboard. We'll start off with a closer look at the retail box. On the front you can see a picture of the product, of course. On the back here we have some detailed specs. Now I also wanted to point out, as Anna's zooming out, that this is a media sample of this product, so it should match up. They're telling us it's a production sample, but bear in mind that there might be some slight variations between this and the actual retail version. Now, this ships with Windows 8 32-bit RTM, and bear in mind, although this is a tablet, this is the full x86 version of Windows 8. It is not Windows 8 RT. The processor is an Intel Atom Z2760. It has a 10.1-inch multi-touch HD LCD screen. It also has 2 GB of built-in memory, a 64 gigabyte SSD, 802.11 ABGN and Bluetooth 4.0, as well as a full HD webcam and a 2-cell lithium polymer battery. Next we'll take a look at accessories included in the box. First off, we have an AC adapter plug right there. It does come with a different country adapter there as well. I'm not positive what country that's from, but snaps on easily just like that. It has a proprietary plug there for plugging in the tablet and charging it. You can also plug that directly into the keyboard dock and charge it from there as well. They've included an adapter here for VGA output if you're going to be connecting to an older monitor. They've also included a micro USB to standard USB plug adapter so you can plug in your USB devices. Also in the box we have a very nice accessory, which is an included sort of faux leather. I think this is faux leather. This might even be real leather, to be perfectly honest. I'm not positive, but it has a very nice feel to it. It is gray, and that's a little carrying pouch for your tablet. We have the tablet itself, of course, which I'm going to come right back to, and then we also have the keyboard dock, which, well, I guess I'll just come back to both of these. We'll start off with a closer look at the W5 here, and as you can see, it has a white frame around the bezel, a black frame around the inner bezel, and that actually gives you some extra touch space, which is important with Windows 8 because sometimes you're going to swipe in from the side of the screen. Having a little bit of extra space around the edge does give you extra space to slide in from. You also have a Windows 8 button down there at the bottom, which turns it on and off, if it's sleeping, of course. Up here at the top you have a front-facing camera. Flipping around to this side, we have a power button, we also have a lock button, and then here we also have a headphone jack. On the back, since we're close right here, we have the 8.0 megapixel rear-facing camera, the included LED flash. Also, of course, we have a shiny Acer logo and the Intel Atom logo, since this is Intel Atom powered. At the bottom, there's a couple bracing docks here, and that's simply for the portions of the keyboard that keep the tablet upright and sturdy. Here's your plug to power the device. Around here on this side, we have a few more ports. We have a volume rocker. We have that HDMI out with the included, that's a micro HDMI, and that's where you can also use the included micro HDMI to VGA adapter. You also have a micro USB plug and a micro SD card slot. Also here on the side you can see a speaker, and there should be, yes, a matching speaker on the opposite side. Next up, here's a closer look at the keyboard dock, and I'm just going to snap this into place. It locks there and easily holds up securely, and there's not even really a concern about it tilting inappropriately because the dock is hefty enough to keep it balanced. There's a nice sturdy hinge down here at this end, so you can lean it forward or backwards to give yourself a better viewing angle, or worse, depending on which angle you're looking at it from, of course. Over on this side, they've given you a full-size USB port as part of the dock. And then, of course, you have chiclet-style keys here and a full keyboard, as well as a bunch of function keys at the top, so you can automatically do stuff like changing your display mode, volume up and down, changing your brightness, turning your Wi-Fi on and off. You also get a touchpad down here at the bottom, and then on the bottom of the keyboard dock itself, you have a couple rubberized strips to keep it securely in place. So here's our tablet Windows 8 demo, and bear in mind, guys, that since we're using the Acer ICONIA W5 here, this is an x86 based tablet, which means we're not using Windows 8 RT, we're using the full version of Windows 8. When you start up the tablet, you get your home screen just like this. You can lift it up like that. If you have security built in, such as the facial recognition or password, that is where you would enter that, but right now no password set up. So this just gives us our Windows 8 desktop, and you're probably familiar with the Windows 7 desktop, and that's sort of echoed here in the Windows 8 desktop. And the sort of two different operating spaces you have are the desktop right here, and you also have the Windows 8 UI, which is right over here, which is more tile-based. It allows you to scroll between a bunch of different things. A lot of these are live tiles, so they'll have active updates for news that's going on. If you plug in Twitter, if you have weather set up, something like that, you'll note that it's 104 degrees out today, which is pretty good for October. But taking a look back here at the Windows desktop, you'll have familiar icons down here at the bottom, so you can use those to launch your Windows 7 desktop versions of, for instance, your Internet Explorer browser. And you know, it's going to give you the same basic functionality that you're probably familiar with Windows 7. You can move stuff around, but since we're using a tablet here and we don't have a keyboard and mouse attached, we're going to be completely relying on the touchscreen interface. And for that, you might be more comfortable using the Windows 8 UI, which is right over here. Now, a few different things just for navigation here. Of course, you can horizontally scroll through all of your Start menu stuff that you have going on right there. If you pinch in, you can zoom out and you can see all of them side by side. So if you end up with a lot of different programs installed, you can easily access all of them. Now, the big difference here between Windows 8 RT, which is more designed specifically for tablets and non-x86 hardware, is that with the full version of Windows 8, you're going to have a lot more productivity applications. So here we have the whole Microsoft Office suite that's pre-installed. We also have some applications that Acer has installed here. So I'm just going to do a quick demonstration of how you might get around when you're using Windows 8 and using the Windows 8 UI. So real quick, going to jump into Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer has been totally optimized for Windows 8 right now, so you'll notice you don't have any of the Windows stuff going on up there. You have a search screen right there. And actually, when you're using most Windows 8 applications in this mode, most of your interface stuff is going to come up here at the bottom. And if you don't see it, you just give a little swipe here at the top, and that will pop that up. Since we're using an internet browser here, that little swipe at the top also opens up. So if we have multiple web pages, we can pop more of them up right there. So if we want to open up a new web page, there it is, and we can jump over to Bing or the Acer store or whatever is already installed right here. So there's our Bing search. But now that we're here, how will we, for instance, get back to the desktop? Well, it's really easy to switch applications. You simply swipe in from the left side. So right there we can swipe over to our desktop. We can swipe over to the Pictures application that I already opened up earlier. We can swipe over here back to Bing search. And then we're back to the desktop again. And of course, if you ever want to get back to that Start menu, just hit the Windows button right there. This will take you back to the Windows 8 UI, which works really well as a Start menu as well. Now, if we're looking at any specific given application, I'm just going to jump into Games right here. You might be interested in actually how to close an application, because that's one thing that you don't see right off the bat. With Windows 7, we're used to seeing a little Xbox that we can, click. And I don't mean to say Xbox, because we're looking at Xbox games right here, but an actual X in the corner. For Windows 8, you simply swipe from the top to the bottom, and that closes the application. And then you can jump into another application if you like, or what have you. Now, I mentioned before that certain applications actually also have some extra stuff you can do. So for instance, if you're used to getting into a menu with an application, you can do a little half swipe there and it will pop up a menu at the bottom. Since this is a pretty simple pictures application, all you really have is an import option right there. And I have no devices connected, so I have nothing to import to, but that's just an example. And then if we want to close that application, we swipe top to bottom again, just like that. Now, another thing that folks might want to get to here, and I wanted to explain this because we're still sort of missing that Start button that we were so familiar with Windows 7 down there at the bottom. And really, if you do want to get to some of those Start menu functions, if you have a keyboard plugged in, and we're already going to do this in another demonstration with a full computer, but if you have a keyboard plugged in, you can just start typing, at least from the Windows 8 UI, and that will automatically start doing a search function. You can also swipe in on the right side here, and that will bring up your charms. So on the right side, you have charms for search, share, Start menu. Devices will easily let you to connect to any external devices you have plugged in. And then settings, of course, if you want to get into actual settings for your system, desktop control panel. And bear in mind here, this is where you would also jump over if you want to get into connect to a wireless device, for example. And then if you're in the Windows 8 UI and you want to jump into some settings, you can also swipe from the right side here, and you can jump into settings right there. And pretty much works the same way, Windows, whether you're on the desktop or whether you're in the Windows 8 UI. If you're looking at your Windows 8 UI here and you want to reorganize it, or for instance, you can create new groups that you can group your little tiles in. Acer apps, the groups that are set up right now. From here though, if you do want to reorganize your tiles, simply tap and hold on it. It'll come undocked, and then you can move that around and reorganize it wherever you prefer to see it. Again, with the live tile applications, just positioning the ones that you want to see more close to the front of the start menu, and then you'll automatically be able to see your news updates or your weather or that sort of thing. Now, if you have an application that's not appearing here in your live tiles, simply swipe down from the top. You can see all apps down here in the lower right by tapping on that, and here are all the applications that you have installed on the machine, so you can easily add them. And that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Once again, this has been the Acer ICONIA W5 tablet PC featuring Windows 8 as well as this fancy docking keyboard. I'm Paul with Newegg TV. If you enjoyed today's video, you can head over to our Newegg YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe for more tech videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.